red light's not on. Hey, there's the red
The
light.
red light. Oh, the
The
red
red
light.
light is on. You are
Love the
live.
red light.
You are
I
live.
don't know if anybody knows, but if you go by Krispy Kreme donut and the red light's on, it
It
means
means,
happy, happy, joy, joy.
yeah,
Nice,
yeah.
warm. Oh yeah. Anyway, so the red light. So when the red light's on, it means a good thing, right?
It means we're live. Indeed. Good morning, Rebecca.
Oh, good morning.
Good
Good
morning,
morning.
our friends out there in Facebook and LinkedIn and YouTube land. Good
Yes.
morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning. How was your weekend?
We had the grandkids.
We did.
It was amazing.
Got to spend some time with the grands and the kids and
Yep. Did a special little family podcast with our youngest grandson and our granddaughter.
yeah. That was fun. They enjoyed that.
That was
They
a lot
enjoyed
of
it.
fun. That was fun. Our youngest grandson came and he had said he had three questions that he wanted to ask, and then he told me the answers to all three questions.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It
That was
was
fun.
nice. It was good to have them.
So
And now Nana needs a nap, but
you
yeah.
had all night.
Well, I had part of the night. I don't know. For some reason, I was up at 1 o'clock and thinking, and yeah.
Good.
So
Love that. Love that. Okay. Well, Rebecca, you brought us a topic today that is near and dear to my heart. A lot of these
again,
are.
I pretty see. I think it's really funny because usually these topics are things that I deal with and things that are near and dear to your heart. So
What a combination.
absolutely, I'm broken. You fix it, kind of. Yeah. So
Whatever. Whatever. So,
no,
what's
we're
the topic?
talking about how others perceive us. How we come across um, to others, and how sometimes then that energy is mirrored from them.
Hmm.
They, I guess one of the stories I think of is getting the kids ready in the morning to go to school, and you go to work, and you overslept, and everybody's running around and can't find the shoes and can't find the backpack and not sure where. Oh yeah, I have a dozen cupcakes I have to take this morning, and so that puts everybody into, well, it usually puts parents into panic mode as they're running around, and that energy, that vibe that we're putting off, then the kids start feeling it, then the kids start doing it, then the kids, it's that stress feeling. And
Yeah. Yeah.
even from the time that they're babies, if a mother or father is feeding and they're stressed, a baby can feel that energy, can feel that stress. And so I think of when we deal with other people in our everyday lives, what is that energy that we're putting out there? And yeah, so that's the topic this morning, being aware of the energy that we're putting out to others. When we're stressed, when we're I don't know, angry about something, when we that's part of the assessment when we do is the personality and the behavior, like stub your toe in the morning. How does that come across for the rest of the day?
So, I have an opinion question for you as we dive into this subject.
Super.
So, what this subject is really all about, and maybe the audience isn't fully aware of it, but this is actually the law.
Of vibration.
It's the law of vibration, it's the law of attraction. The energy that you put out is the energy you bring back.
Yeah.
It's the energy that you are going to get back from anyone, is the energy that you put out. And that's what I don't think a lot of people really understand, is that energy is real. It's as real as a magnet is real. It's as real as gravity. You cannot change energy without having a source to change it from, right? And if you're the source of that energy, then you have to be responsible for what you draw and attract to it.
It's I will admit, when you used to talk about this stuff, I always thought that you were a little bit crazy. Um,
So you don't anymore.
Not fully. I'm not fully convinced.
Excuse
I'm
me.
not saying you're not a little bit still, but um, because it was just so, it was such a foreign concept. That's not something that I ever really thought about. But as you think about that and you start thinking about maybe conversations that you've had, or I know used to be going to work at Red Robin, and there'd be quite a few times because I did enjoy that job. And I would go in there and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's get ready for the day." And everybody in there's like, "Oh man, today was just crappy and there were horrible people in here and tips were terrible." And as you slowly start listening to that, your attitude changes. Nothing's happened yet.
Yep.
Nothing's
Nothing's happened to you yet.
no, but you just slowly start to feel, "Oh yeah, tonight's just going to be awful." And it sounds like
Yep. Yep.
and I've done that, I've done that with our kids. Thinking on it, I'm sure I've probably done that to you once or twice in the last 31 years, but once or twice.
It happens everywhere. It
Right.
happens everywhere. That's why it is so critically important that the culture that we create in our family, the culture you create in your place of business, the culture that you create in any area of life, your church, it doesn't your school, it doesn't matter where you are, the culture that you bring to it is going to be revealed through everyone there. And that's why I don't think a lot of people really understand that when John Maxwell says that everything rises and falls on leadership, what he really means by that. And then he will also say that attitude is not everything, but attitude is the main thing, right? Why does he say those types of things? Because it's absolutely true. He's seen it. He's seen the effect in Fortune 50 companies that he works with. Some of the largest companies in the entire world, John gets the privilege of working with. And attitude isn't everything, but it is the main thing. And everything rises and falls on leadership,
Right.
right? So the upper echelon, the upper leadership in an organization has the direct impact on what everything else happens in that organization. That's why when we look at our business, and if we're not getting the results that we want, if we're not getting the outcomes that we want, where do we start? Right here. Because the energy that we're bringing is the energy that we're giving, and the vibrations that we send out are the vibrations we draw in, and we have to pay attention to that.
You know, you
Every organization does.
you asked me a question the other day. We were talking about people and happiness and joy and what kind of person I am. And to me, I see myself as a joyful person, but situations tend to change that very quickly. And I think that's part of this. There's a lot of things in life that we have to do that maybe we don't care to do, but it's something that we have to do. And changing that outlook and that attitude towards it, it makes a huge difference. I'm going to tell a little story here, and I'm just going to say a group of people, but we used to get together with a group of people every once in a while to celebrate holidays. And it kind of used to be the running joke that one of the adults would start complaining about how they felt. Somebody'd say, "Oh, how you been doing?" "Oh, well, last week I had pneumonia and I had a cold and there was a bunion." And then the next one would start in and they would have all of that plus about three more things. And by the time it got around the table, everybody was just depressed
It's
and
hard to believe
sad.
anybody was at the party. Well, I mean, where was the party?
I know, and thinking back on it now, I guess I can honestly say that you probably weren't crazy when it comes to that, and but changing that outlook is kind of a
Let's see,
big thing.
that's a direct example of you are exactly the same as all the people that you surround yourself with. Who are you bringing into your circle of influence? Who are you allowing into your circle of influence? Whose circle are you jumping into? Do those people want you in their circle? Because there are some people I do not want in my circle of influence, plain and simple. And especially as we grow forward and we grow our business forward, there's just some people not allowed in our circle of influence, and a big part of it is attitude.
Mm-hmm.
It's the energy that they bring to the group, and unfortunately I can't have that around me personally, and I don't think we want that in our business, right?
Right.
So we got to think about these things, my friends, because that energy is real energy that you are creating. And like every form of energy, there's a magnetic attraction to it, right? There's some kind of a magnetic draw. You get shocked with electricity. It's because there's a magnetic energy there. It's attracted to you, right? And you're going to get shocked with that. Well, the same is true in business, schools, church, culture. There's not church. There's so many prayer groups that I don't want to pray around, because it's like doom and gloom all the way through the prayer meeting.
Well,
And yet the way I read the Bible, we're supposed to be thankful for all things. And some of these prayer groups, it's like, oh my goodness, where's the Thanksgiving? Right? And it's, I'm not picking on anybody, but think about it. Think about what you're saying. Think about how you're coming across. Think about your approach as you come to that space. And
well, and it's I think as humans, our tendencies are very easy to go to the negative side.
oh, absolutely.
Um, and
It's our nature. It's our nature to be negative.
yeah, and it's, there for a long time. Every time we would talk anything with business or growing a business or building a business, I was always the what if person. But I was always the what if person on the negative side. Well, what if we go broke? What if we lose everything? Instead of what if this succeeds? What if this is so amazing that
Mhm.
everybody is calling, wanting it? And it was just so easy to do the fear scarcity side than it was the success and growth side.
Well, and we see this in everything.
Hmm.
We put out a YouTube video and it only gets 30 views, right? It's like, oh my goodness, I didn't get. What about the 30 that saw it,
Hmm.
right? Be excited for the fact that there were 30 people you helped,
Hmm.
right? Or three people. I don't care. If three people watched your video and you were able to influence three people, that's three people that you didn't influence before.
Right.
So be joyful for what you have. Be joyful for for what you're getting, and take that energy, that joy energy, to that table, to that space, and be excited, because that's what's going to continue to draw more for you.
Well, it's amazing kind of what we let things um like I said, I'm usually a joyful person, but situations kind of change that, and it's kind of strange some of the things that we let affect that, whether it's a dream. Uh, I'm one that has had multiple bad dreams somewhere in there and have woke up,
Woke up,
woken up,
woke up.
woke up very, very mad at you.
You wake up mad at me for a dream.
I I have done that once or twice, yes. But and there are days because I used to be, and I'm working on it. I used to be one of those people that would hold that grudge for a couple days of just a dream. And I know I'm not alone, so you can look at me like that all you want to. But it's amazing at some of the things. Yes, quit looking on there for support and sympathy. They're not going to give it to you. Um, but
It's a dream.
it is amazing on the things that we let, you know, a song. It could be a song that comes on the radio. I love music. I told Kylan we're going to figure it out. Still learning some of this stuff with all the broadcasting, but trying to figure out how to get music to come in that we can play music in the morning before we start, because I have this one little peppy tune that,
I
just
want to
kind of
get the hand clapping.
kind
Yay!
of get you going in the morning. But it's amazing how that stuff affects our attitude. You know, Reading something on social media, it can bring you joy or it can make you mad. And that's kind of the way, if that starts your day and then you head off to work and it's just kind of right there in the background all the time. How are you coming across to other people? And that's kind of back to the topic of today. How are we coming across to others?
So, Rebecca, we're 15 minutes into it. We've talked about that. How do you change it? If you want different results and you're attracting what you're putting out, what do you change? How do you go about changing it?
Well, I think one thing is being aware of what we are reading and listening to, and putting into our thoughts and minds. And um, when I have those stupid dreams at night, to know when I wake up in the morning it was a dream and it wasn't real. But just being very conscious of what you're listening to, and then also being aware of how your attitude is affecting those around you. You know, like I said, when I'm mad, and it used to be getting the kids up and ready for school, if I was mad about something, the kids did not have a great day. They had kind of a rough morning, and it just and so from there, maybe it other upset other classmates or other teachers, or and it had kind of a domino effect. So when we go back to awareness, just being aware when you're going to work in the morning. I personally have started listening to relaxing music when I work. I don't do it often, but when I do it, it just, I don't know, it just is calming.
How many people, though, that are in the workplace specifically? I'm thinking about a scenario where a person that I used to work with, excessively negative. I mean, in everything in his life. And yet he tried to come across as vibrant and happy and, this and that and the other. But subconsciously, everything around him was negative vibration.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a negative energy. And he was so hard to be around because it just boiled out of him. Even though he would laugh, he would smile, his energy was excessively negative.
Right.
And I don't think that he was in any way aware of the influence that he had on other people or the impact that he was making on other people. Because to him, if he was laughing and smiling, his energy was good. But there was a subconscious energy, and everybody in the organization knew it, felt it, but he would never allow himself to be aware of it. And that was a huge eye-opening experience for me, because I really thought that the way people saw me externally is really what the people were getting. But the reality is the people get the character, the true person. That's what vibrates through. That's what actually goes out into the marketplace. So when you're not drawing in the people that you want, you're not drawing towards you the results and the outcomes that you want. And this person had no results and no positive outcome. And that is when we have to get really serious and evaluate ourselves and say, am I truly attracting what I want, the outcomes? Because he was not.
Well, I will tell you on a scenario on that too. And at the time, that I don't think that you were aware of it, but what it was doing to you. Um, I think, it's like, oh, fine, he's just barking, he's fine, it doesn't bother me. But in every aspect of it, it did bother you, and it changed. It really started to change you. And I watched this for months. It really started to change your, your daily attitude, your uh, confidence. And I think over time, you just didn't realize that. And so I know one of the things, we can't control other people.
Right.
We can control us. And there may be a coworker or a neighbor, a manager, that is like, and is draining. It's draining to you. And sometimes you have to deal with them. You don't have a choice. But your choice is to how you respond to it, how you know, that whole saying, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. And that's not true. That
Words can destroy
words
you.
can destroy you. And so we have to be prepared. And if it's something that continues, you have to just make that choice of staying away from it, staying out of it, limiting your time with it, or removing yourself from it. I mean, and that is very hard because maybe you're at a position in your job that you are not able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
And so talking to somebody else about it, um, and working through it, because it's hard. It is really hard. But like I said, you are not in control of other people, but you are in control of you.
Yeah. You know, it was interesting in this scenario. I didn't realize how bad it was until I did leave. And, I didn't have to go to the office anymore and be around that. I wasn't, you saw it in me, but I was unwilling to listen or understand where you were coming from in that scenario. And yes, it was definitely causing a negative outcome on me.
Mm-hmm.
And yet my awareness was not there. Excuse me, I'm full of frogs this morning. But the thing that I realized in that example of how important it is to allow ourselves to be vulnerable, to allow ourselves to be leaders enough that we listen,
Yeah.
that we really listen. Because you were warning me of that, other people were warning me of that. I was even getting it from other employees that worked with me. And these guys were asking me questions like, can we trust this? Is this what we need to be doing? And and one employee came back and said, Kylan, this is never what I expected from you. And I just kind of brushed it off like, this is what we do. This is, we adhere to leadership. This is the outcome. And it was not good. It was not good. By adhering to the leadership, everything went down. Everything declined. And that's when I knew we had a major problem. And if the leadership was not going to change, I had to change. We used to talk about, if you can't change the people around you, then change the people around you. And that is part of what we have to get really, really, really good at, is
Well,
recognizing it and changing the people around us.
and what, kind of like on this topic of what we're talking about is how other people perceive us and how we're mirroring. So if that is affecting you, and then you are taking it home, and it is affecting your home life,
Yeah.
and those are going to other jobs or school, so that's carrying on over there. I mean, it has such a snowball effect
It
that it
absolutely
can.
does.
You
It
know, when you're
absolutely
going
does.
out to if you're going out to customers and you're visiting customers, and
Yep.
you go out there with an attitude of anger or something, and it will reflect on it. And then sometimes there's times that people leave and go, oh man, I can't believe I didn't get that sale.
Yeah.
Well, let's evaluate, let's look
Yeah.
at this. And so controlling ourselves is all we can do. We're the only ones that we are in full control of.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's one of the things that is extremely important in the 3I lifestyle. right? Influence, impact, and income. You are going to create an impact. You can't stop it.
Right.
And this is one of the things we're going to talk about in our live event is everyone, every organization, every person, every entity, every everything is creating some kind of an impact on someone, to someone, for someone, whatever it is. Impacts are being created all the time. The question is, do we understand how to recognize positive and negative, right? And then understanding that we are influencing all the time.
Yep.
Is our impact positive or is it negative?
Yep.
Where are we at with that? And recognizing that if our income, that is the result, if that income is not what you want, we have to take it all the way back to the starting influence. There's something off in our influence component if we're not getting the income that we want. The income of people, resources, money, whatever it is. If the income is not there, it starts with the influence. You have to go back to that because there will be something tied to that every single time. And we have to start there with us.
Yep.
It always starts here. Then you can start looking at other things. You can start looking at other people, other events, other venues, other organizations, but you must start here.
Yep.
And figure out this person, this entity first. Then you can start looking to other outside sources. But it always starts here. Always. And when you realize that, that is the foundation of success. And a lot of people don't realize that. So your influence is going to lead to the success that you have in your life, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah. Yep.
There's just you just can't, and it's there's no other way. As after 20 years of studying this, there's no other way that success comes about except through that process. So,
Yep.
well, Rebecca, this has been an amazing subject.
Yeah.
And it's a topic that we could just carry on and talk about for a long time.
Yeah.
So let's get this wrapped up. We do have a 3i Life event
We
coming
do
up.
have a 3i Life event coming up February 27th. It's in Kearney, Nebraska at the Holiday Inn Convention Center. There is a link on our Facebook page if anybody would like to come. It is free to attend. We just want you to come in and add some value to you,
Yep.
and it's all about what it means to live a 3i life in every aspect of your life, whether it's your
Yep.
career, your relationship, or if you have employees or just whatever.
Yep.
It's for everyone.
I would challenge everyone to this. If you're not getting the results that you want in your life, your business, no matter what it is, be at this event.
Yep.
Be at this event because like we were just talking, Rebecca, this is the starting point of understanding and raising awareness. Brittany asked a question in here and she said, how do you become aware? Because so many people are not aware. How do you help people become aware? How do we become aware? And that is really what this event is for, is to start that process of becoming aware of what exactly needs to change, both internally and externally, to start getting the results that you truly, truly want.
Yeah.
And you can go and put all the systems, processes, and everything else into place, but it starts here.
Yep.
It always starts here. And
Yep.
that's the foundation of this training. It's the foundation of everything in life. So that's why we're doing it.
Last thing, not, if here again, if you guys have questions or you want more information on anything, please reach out. Reach
Yep.
out to us,
Yep.
email, Facebook, message. Just
Yep.
just reach out. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, we would. We are really getting excited about the keynote messages that we're doing with 3i Life.
We are.
This has been super exciting because as I've stepped away, as I think I've shared with you guys before, when Brittany and Rebecca challenged me to step away from some of the tech companies I was working on. I was getting too involved into some of this, to step away and really focus again on serving the people. When I started doing that and we started putting together some of our speaking products, some of our speaking content, one of them being the 3I lifestyle. What is the 3I life,
Yeah.
And as that one is coming together, and there's a couple others like leadership lessons from the 80s, that has been such a powerful conversation because I don't know if people really understand what has happened in the last 40 years. But those are things that are coming together now. So if you need a speaker, we're available for speaking,
Yes.
right? If you want to do a workshop, we do workshops. If you want to grow and develop in any space in your life right now, we're ready for that. But we don't just do it to build our business. Our success only comes from your success. When we stand up on a stage and we speak to you, your success is what reflects back to us. And that's the power of this industry. We're not selling a product. We're selling the opportunity to help someone be successful. And that 3I life is super, super, super important. So that's where we have for you, my friends. I'm excited about where we're going right now. 2025 is coming together really nicely. And we just want to serve. We want to love on people. We just want to be there for you to help you be over the top successful.
That's our goal.
It's our goal.
It's our goal and mission.
All right. So until next Monday, God bless.
Oh,
I
I was gonna say, yeah, where will we? Oh, we will be in Amarillo next Monday, so we will not have this set up next Monday.
Okay.
And the Monday after that, we will have a new setup at a different place because we will be moving on out of here. So.
Oh, that's right. We will be, yes, that's right. So next week we won't have all the fancy stuff here. We'll be back to just our computers and doing what we do. But because we'll be traveling a little bit, and then you said the following week
we'll be in
we'll be at a different
at a
house.
different house.
Okay, very good. So you heard it. Changes coming up.
So we got some different changes, but we're still the same here. So
All right. All right. God bless everyone. Make it an amazing
Bye.
week.